Hello and welcome to my podcast. Do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Always much appreciated. And don't forget, you can find us there, Empire Media, AMPIRE. Go to the YouTube page. Lots of other content you can find there. All's Caps, ALZ Caps, with former Washington Capitals defenseman Carl Alsner and AP hockey writer Steve Wino. Between the hashes, it's my son Matthew's college football predictions every week. Does a good job providing information on that. So look for that whenever it's available. But you're coming here for football, and I want to bring you an interview with Washington Commander safety Darrick Forrest. That's what I have on here for you today. Now, keep in mind, this interview was taped before the first Giants game because we weren't going to have access to the players during the week, during the past week of the bye week. So wanted to tape it then. So we didn't get into a lot of topics. We didn't get any topics from the Giants game because we didn't know what was going to happen. But I did get into a lot of his physical style. Where does he feel he's better? What kind of plays is he making as a result of his comfort level, et cetera? Some of the plays where maybe you can cheat a little bit and make a play. Some of those plays that he has made already. We discussed a lot of that. And then if you saw him where he was mic'd up during, I think it was the Falcons game, and then he didn't realize he was mic'd up, kind of ask him, well, how did you not know? He explains. So good dude. We could talk about basketball. We talk about track. All that stuff. So I want to bring that to you before I get to that interview. And by the way, it's not on video. So if but I want to let you know that because the only way I'm going to get this is in the locker room and I'm taping it on my iPhone. So that's how it's going to be done. But you can get a sense of everything and you can hear it, etc. But before we get to that, I did want to go over a couple things. And one, we'll find out more about the injury situation this week for a lot of the players. I gave you an injury update earlier this week, and there's not a whole lot new, but what I did tell you at the time, in case you don't remember, that Tyler Larson was going to be getting a second opinion on his knee over the weekend. It does not look good for him. So I think you can just pretty much look at who's going to replace him at this point. We just don't know for sure all the particulars of the injury at this point. That's what this weekend was about for him. So we'll get an update for you probably very, very early this week, maybe Monday, I would think. So anyway, stay tuned for that. But so what do they do at center without him? Well, my thing would be you put in Wes Schweitzer. And the reason is there's two reasons. One, I was told that Trey Turner looks pretty good for this week, so he'd be back at right guard, and that they were pretty relieved about what Sam Cosmi's injury was against the Giants. Remember, he left the game, has an ankle injury, but they feel like he's at least in a good spot. Now, I don't know if that means he'll be available for the Giants or not, but they felt good about the report they got on him, but there was very much confidence that Trey Turner would be back. So in other words, you don't need Wes Schweitzer at guard for this week against the Giants. So especially if those two are there. But you need a guy at center. Now, Nick Martin has gone in there and he can play center. He's an experienced center, veteran, can do the line calls and all that. But this is a team that wants and needs to run the ball. What the best guy I think for that would be Schweitzer. He's very strong. One of the things you're going to miss with Tyler Larson, and I know that I've been told how much Heineke really valued having Larson in there as center and his ability to take care of things. But I think what you're going to miss too is that power in the run game. He did a really nice job there, especially when you're doing a lot of double teams inside, the dual blocks. I think that's a key for him. I think that's an area where Schweitzer can help you as well. He's a strong blocker. The question for him is durability. He does seem to get hurt a lot, and this is the sport, but had a lot of injuries in that group. But that's one drawback. But that's why I would put Schweitzer in there. Get your five best guys on the line. That's been the philosophy. It's why they rotated Lucas and Cosmi at tackle, and then shifted Cosmi to guard when Trey Turner couldn't play. And I thought actually Cosmi did a pretty decent job there. And again, he's got power, man. It's just the question is, he's going to be available this week. If he is, I try to find a way. He's going to play at some way, whether it's rotating a tackle still or back inside a guard. But anyway, to get your five best, you get Schweitzer in there, and I think you go from there. I did want to, and so that's the injury update there. With Chase Young, who knows? I did say on the live stream show with Bram that I felt like he would play this year. But that optimism, it goes up and down because you don't really know. And I think it's all dependent on how do you get through this week. And I think the biggest issue is not the ACL, it's the patella tendon. So where is he at with that mentally? And that's a big, big key. And the confidence level he has. And it's not just about It's about how do you handle a double team when you have to bend on that knee, because the way they require, you're going to turn and you're going to have to bend a little bit. How is it going to hold up? Are you confident in that? And if you're not, is it worth putting you out there? Well, the answer is no, because the D-line is playing very well. The ends are playing well, so they don't feel the pressure to put him in because of that. But I also think they want to make sure, like going forward, that this guy is going to be a big part for them, and you don't want anything to take away from that. But I don't know if he's going to play or not. Like I said, sometimes you sense the optimism, and then a week later, it's a little bit different, because maybe after a week you start to feel soreness. And if you start to feel soreness, I don't think they're going to play him. So anyway, that's where we're at with that. So that's not really much of an update. It's kind of like you're probably saying, hey, we already knew that. Well, yeah. So there you go. Now you know it even more. I want to get to my interview with Darrick Forrest. And again, I think he's been a big key for them. And I just wanted to kind of dive into a little bit, asking him about his progress and his improvements. So here's my conversation with Washington Commander safety Darrick Forrest. So just kind of want to check in with you and just like your improvement. We've talked a little bit about that, but where do you feel you're at in your improvement just playing back there?
I definitely feel like I'm starting to be a force. I feel like I'm at the point where I'm starting to develop into like the mentality that I have to be a factor in every game. So I'm going out there with the confidence, and I know exactly what the teams are going to do now, and I'm just developing. I feel like it's like you're developing into like a star role. Like you know what's going to come. You know what your team expects out of you. So I'm just trying to go out there and do exactly what they expect out of me.
What's allowing you to get to that point?
Preparation. Each and every week we come out here, we prepare. My coaches get me ready. They make sure I know all my keys, what I need to read, where my eyes need to be, my assignments, and I'll try to go out there and execute, man. So preparation is definitely the key.
Along that, when I remember talking to you after the Houston game, that interception, and that's like, what's the difference on that play for you compared to like if you were out there even earlier in the year, could you have made that play?
Yeah, so that one was an effort play. I knew that the ball was going deep. It was a one-on-one shot, and that play was an effort play. But like plays like the Eagles game, like when I made a play in the middle of the field, that's a film play right there. So plays like that are like plays that I'm going to develop.
And what did you see on the film that helped you on that play? And how did you play it because of that?
Gotcha. Because I seen on film that he throws a lot of 50-50 balls to the middle of the field. In my mind, I got to go attack that ball like it's mine. And, it's a 50-50 ball. So, anyone has grabs, but you got to go up with the mentality that ball is yours.
The reason I brought up the Houston game, too, though, because someone was telling me that, like, if you basically cheated a little bit to that side based on the formation.
Well, basically, I was just reading the QB, they're going to give you, they're going to look you off as much as they can. But once the ball is thrown, you got to break, and you got to have enough effort to get there, enough speed. And, I got that. So I was definitely able to make that play.
What are some plays that you've made that you're like most proud of? We see the effort plays. I mean, even on that play, I remember seeing your head, you put your head down, you just took off. But what are some plays that you've made that maybe mean more to you because of how it came about?
Plays, I'll say like the ETN play earlier in the season, that was another effort play. I was 9 yards away from him, and I'm closing hard, man. So that's a play that just shows like, man, it's not about where you are or if you're out of position or something. It's your mentality. Once you get out there and you got that mentality that I'm going to be a dog, I'm going to do this or that, you go out there and you play hard, and everybody sees it.
How about the little tackle on Mariota last week?
Oh, man, that was exciting, man. It took me back to my college days.
Really?
Man, I'm telling you, it was crazy because, like, in the first series against Georgia in the Peach Bowl, I had a tackle like that. And, it just sets a mentality. It sets a tone, for the game. And I feel like that's what that was.
Because, and even getting some yards in the play, but even if he gets yards, does it still feel pretty?
It felt good because when JB grabbed me and he tapped me, I'm like, all right, man, like, my guys are feeding off of this energy, man. So that's why I had to just let them know, like, we're home. Like, this, like, they can get a couple yards, but we're gonna shut it down.
Do you know that because you and Keim, the safeties, you guys add energy. Do you know that?
Absolutely. We feed off each other, man. That 3 safety look is like, it's just like we've been prepping this since camp, man. And once we got out there, it was just like let loose. Let's play free. Let's have fun, man. And and celebrate for your brothers.
Why do you guys work together well? Like what? Because it's a skill set too. Yeah. Why do you guys have such a good thing?
I feel like because we all can do a lot. We all can do a lot, and they can move us around different positions. And it's just hard for our offense to tell like what are we doing? Especially with 3 safeties on the field at all time.
How did special teams help you get to this point? Because Ron will talk about that too, and you see other guys, Christian, some other guys personally having to do that, how did that help you?
It develops you into the football player that you need to be on the field. Like you're going to learn the game. Like special teams is fast, offense, defense is fast, but special teams, I feel like people play more aggressive. They play fast. These guys know that this is their opportunity to get on the field and show what they can do, man. So you got to go out there, you got to play sound, you got to have the fundamentals. It's the fundamentals of football, man, and it allows you to just be coachable. And you learn until you're developing until your your role on the team.
Does it give you an extra dose of confidence too when you go out there and you make a play there?
Absolutely, man. I don't know, man. It's something about the energy on special teams. It's something. I feel like It's something more serious than offensive defense, man. When you make a play on special teams, it's something like you feel it deep down inside. All the guys are feeding off of, man. Like when Revo and them guys make tackles inside the 20 up on kickoff, I'm hyped. Like I'm coming off the sideline. Like let's go.
Really?
Like, so man, the energy that special teams bring, man, it's just different.
Because it's funny because watching you guys do that 3 safety look is like not a lot of teams do that, and you guys go to 4 safeties sometimes.
Yep.
Like, do you look at that and say you guys are a unique group?
Oh, absolutely. Just to have that much depth, and I could just see like the growth since even last year, man. Even with me, like our young guys are learning faster this year, man. I'm definitely proud of that.
Well, you are one of those young guys.
Yes, sir.
How much, like, if it's all preparation, or not all, but if it's a lot of preparation, what are you doing differently to prepare even now? Like, and how have you learned to prepare?
I'm getting so like last year I got practice reps, but it was like rotational. Like now I'm getting most of the practice reps, so it's easier for me to develop because my brain is already getting all these looks. I'm seeing these formations. It's like muscle memory, and once I get the muscle memory, it's not hard for me, to learn it and then just do repetition on it.
And are there plays too that you can cheat? Like how often can you cheat on a play now to help put you in a better position compared to last year?
Definitely. Like this year, I understand route concepts a lot more better than I did last year, man. So it's easier for me to see what formation and then see what routes are going to develop off this formation. It's easier for me to make plays on the ball now.
Do you have an example of that route when you see that?
Definitely. Like the Jags game when they did the all go special, and I'm knowing that I'm on the backside, three's gonna come to me, get ready to make the play. It's just like plays like that where I know exactly what's going to come, and I'm already in my head knowing what I got to do, to get this play done.
So the other thing is, how did you not know you were mic'd up last week?
I'm like when I got in the locker room, I get in there like, I wouldn't say late, but I get in there and there'd be enough guys in there already, man. So when I got in there, I was hyped, and my shoulder pads was already put up, so I never
put the wire on the pads.
Yeah, so it's like a little block on the back.
Oh, okay.
But once everything is going, you're not really paying attention. So I didn't know until I'm like, the first quarter, I peeped the lady was recording us, and I'm like, all right, she might just be, getting content. Well, then we came out at the halftime. I'm like, all right, this is too specific. She's staring right at us. Who was mic'd up? And it was like, you. I'm like, me? And nobody tell me. So, that's just how I
But I like how you had to tell me because you don't want to be like,
yeah,
hey, man,
that's exactly how it is.
Did people believe that you didn't know?
No. I feel like they knew I didn't know because none of us knew. Like,
right, okay.
like we usually announce before the game, but man, that definitely was funny. I'm like, hold up. They're like, that's a fine.
How much did basketball and track help you now? Which is that background, basketball and track, how much does that help?
Definitely, it helps me with relationships, man, because like sports is just about me and people. You're coming from so many different places and you're coming together to be a team, man. So it helped me with my relationships, it helped me with my communication, building relationships, developing relationships, and it just helped me in all aspects of being an athlete, like playing defense, like guarding men in basketball is just like guarding men in football. You really can't use your hands no more, man. You gotta stay in front of them. You gotta protect them from getting to the goal. The goal is the end zone, and now instead of basketball. And then track, it just helped me with my speed, man, and my conditioning. Hurdles, really? Yeah. I was a hurdles guy, so I was always fast, and I always could jump, but I wasn't fast enough to run the 100 sprint. Like I could compete, but I knew I wasn't winning the 100. So I'm like, I'm gonna go win the 110 hurdles. Come on now, I go run the 300 hurdles, win that.
I like watching the sprints though, because those guys fly.
No, for sure. But I'll be on the relay teams. I'm definitely on the 4x200 relay, 4x100, 4x400, whatever they need me on. But I definitely was a hurdles guy though. That's where I excelled.
Last thing too, you do come up with a lot of pop. You're not a huge guy. How do you manage to get that much pop just from?
I'm telling you, it's a mentality. Like I see myself as a hard hand safety. So when I come to make a hit, if you know, if I can get a hard hit off, I'm going to try to get a hard hit off. That's just my mentality, man. It's like it brings a lot of energy when you hit people, you know, and when you hit people hard and your team can see that, hey, they feeding off of that, and they're gonna do the same thing.
Thanks, man.
Oh,
Appreciate
no
it.
problem. Thank you.